one of the ways I've broken out of the matrix is to never pay full price for the things that I love. In this video, I'm going to share with you the practical solutions that I use to reclaim my purchasing power and make my money work for me. I love quality items and I like a good deal. Who doesn't? Champagne taste, right? Well, I have a strategy for how I can get the things that I like and not have to get the budget-friendly version while being able to pay less for them. Here is my strategy. I'm going to share it with you today because this is the time of year when I really put it into practice. We have Black Friday coming very soon, and a lot of the deals have already been released. This is when I do most of my shopping for the year, and I know that most people are buying for everyone else in their families, and it's also an opportunity to get the things that you love for a fraction of the cost. So, for example, the skincare that I like goes on sale for 50% off during Black Friday. Now, this is skincare that normally would not be affordable to me if I were to pay full price for it. But at 50% off, it makes financial sense for me to do it. So I buy just enough to last me until the next sale. And that's usually around July. Last year it was July. They had another 50% off sale. So anything that I might need in the middle of the year, I purchase again when the product is 50% off. One of the ways that I'm able to keep up with all of this is by being on the mailing list of the brands that I like. And if you've purchased from them before, well, you're already on the list. So make sure that you're looking in your emails, you're keeping track, they're not going into spam. That way you know when the product is going to be on sale. Here's another thing that I do. I use credit cards with rewards points. Now, I'm not talking about getting a credit card to just endlessly charge things on and never pay back. No, I'm saying if you're going to be paying for something, you might as well make your spending power work for you. So instead of using your debit card, which by the way is a riskier thing to do on the internet, which I learned the hard way because I paid for an item. It feels funny saying this. I paid for a wedding dress that was being produced overseas with my debit card, and my account got hacked and all of this money got taken out of my checking account. Never again. I do not do sales online with a debit card. No. Always use a credit card because with credit cards, you have fraud protection in almost every case I can think of. And if something were to happen, those perpetrators don't have access to your money where there's no backup. So credit card first, that's number one. Number two is get a card that rewards you. In many cases, you can get points back for travel. It depends on the card. Like let's use the Amazon card, for example. If you are a regular Amazon customer, I highly encourage you to get the Amazon credit card. You get 5% cash back on everything that you purchase through there. And depending on what category you're purchasing in, you can get some additional points back, which you can then use for your purchases on Amazon. So that's another way that I make my purchasing power work for me. Points. And then the third thing is, this is kind of in the vein of points. I have a Capital One card, and you don't have to have a Capital One card, but Capital One has an extension where you put it on the browser. You just download the extension to your browser. And then whenever you go to make a purchase, it's going to scan all of the available coupon codes that are there for you and apply them. And I've saved over $200. It'll tell you. I've saved over $200 doing this. What I used to do is when I would go to purchase something, I would manually, is there a code for this? I would have to Google it myself. It took more time, but now I don't have to do that. The Capital One extension automatically does that for me. And I just found out today, I've been using it for a year. I just found out today you get rewards. Not only can you save money, but they will reward you for using their extension. So I have 28 bucks in there that I can use to buy a DoorDash card, a Macy's card. They have a bunch of different gift options, and I can take these points and get another gift card for them. I didn't even know that was there. And I also found out that I have a referral link. So I'm going to drop it into the description box or the captions, depending on where you're seeing this. And if I refer you and you use my link and you make a eligible purchase, you can get $40 and I can get $40 up to 500. So it's a limited amount of uses. And I thought, well, why not tell you about this? I've been meaning to share my strategies for a while. This is the time to do it because I know so many people have been feeling the stress of rising costs, tariffs, gasoline, food, all of the things. And while I don't like to focus on the narrative of lack or things being hard, I like to focus on how can I find some sort of hack where that doesn't apply to me. And this is one way that I do that. Do you have any money saving tips? Comment down below. Let's share these with each other because knowledge is power and we don't have to be a slave to the system. There's always a way. There's always a workaround. And you best believe that I'm going to try to find it. Happy holidays. Happy shopping. And if you got something out of this video, I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and share, and even consider subscribing and seeing what else I have to say in the future. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one.